Well, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds, and it's such a pleasure to be here at the Association of Allied Health Professionals at the We Are Here podcast. I want to tell you, these folks are making a difference, and I love meeting them one by one. And on that note, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us what you do.
Hi, I'm Shelley George, and currently I am a hyperbaric technologist at the Health Science Center, but previous to that, I did medical flight specialist for almost 10 years.
Wow. Okay, that all sounds very technical. I need you to break it all down for me. What do you do every day when you go to work?
So right now, basically, there's we do different treatments for certain patients in the hospital, and we kind of get the patients ready and put them inside these chambers, and they're usually in there for a couple hours, and we operate the chambers and monitor patient's condition, and that's basically hyperbarics in a nutshell.
What would cause a person to have to go into a hyperbaric chamber? What sort of start me there?
So we would treat like an emergency case, say a carbon monoxide poisoning.
Okay.
That would be more of an emergent case, or like a diving type of injury. But we do also do a lot of wound care and elective treatments for people that are having trouble with different wounds, like diabetic patients or post-surgery patients that have trouble healing, different things in that nature.
I want to talk to you as well about the medical flight specialist. Talk to me about that. What's day in, day out look like there?
Yeah, so that's the job that I've probably done the longest, and it's based with paramedics, advanced care paramedics, critical care paramedics, and registered nurses. And the day is usually pretty busy, especially here in Newfoundland with our geography is very spread out and our aging population. It's a very busy job. We're looking after ICU patients. The sickest patients usually we go and retrieve, and we'd bring them into the tertiary center for further treatment care. Also some if there's a bush rescue, we may assist with that, like if someone was hurt. But yeah, it's based on, your highest trained professionals and high acuity job, high autonomy, very busy.
So you're on a plane, helicopter, how does that look?
Yeah, so mostly we use fixed wing aircraft, and we can land in, a lot of communities have airstrips or airports around Newfoundland, and if that is not an option, we do have rotor wing that we would use also for places that, like Carbonear, that do not have an airstrip.
That's an exciting job.
Yeah.
How did you find yourself to that? What was your pathway to this incredibly exciting career?
So prior to being on the flight team, I worked about 9 years on the road ambulance, and after that, then I moved my way up to flight. Yeah. Yep.
What was it about the ambulance? What was it about that life that drew you in?
The adrenaline, the wanting to help people, you do get to see a difference in those jobs. Like you see the impact you're making when you go to help somebody.
Yeah, it sounds like a job that you get a lot more back than you give.
I think so.
Yeah. You've been around a while and you've done incredible work, like a very complex work. Where do you see some of the challenges right now in the healthcare system?
The challenges that I've noticed are, just how busy it's after getting. The patients are getting busier, the medicine is after getting better, but that makes the patients, they're sicker, they're requiring higher attention.
So I want you to now, I want to sort of flip the conversation a little bit. Mm-hmm. You've been around, as I say, and you've done some very cool things. Where do you see the opportunities in the healthcare system? What do you see, like what's bright on the horizon?
Bright on the horizon for healthcare? I think in my career I've seen a large advancement, huge advancements in paramedicine. Like I said, I started out on the road ambulance, working rural, private ambulance. Then I moved up to medical flight, and now I have a job in hyperbarics. And I don't know if, all that would have been attainable maybe 10, 20 years ago. The profession has after improved a lot, and I think, it's continuing to improve, and I think in 10 years I can speak that I think we're going to see another major changes with paramedicine for the future, for better.
I mean, you live in a very technologically advanced world. Talk to me about how tech has played into your world.
So when I initially started out, like even the equipment that we used was a lot more basic than what they're using now. Like the medical flight specialists are using high technology. They have Hamilton ventilators. They have they do blood draws, and I think they're bringing the iStat online. They do ultrasound, advanced cardiac monitoring.
And all of that, of course, the technology is constantly advancing.
Constantly advancing, I think, yeah.
Here you are at this conference. It's sort of a group of people coming together, all different perspectives, all different lenses. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about the excitement that you're feeling in the room and the collaboration, and what are you looking forward to get out of this conference?
I think, just collaborating with different colleagues, understanding different issues within healthcare, trying to address them head on, and not backing down. I think that's where we stand with this, and I am glad to see a great turnout, and there's still hope out there for people that are not in great places in their job, and, and we're working on it.
If you could sort of have an audience with decision makers and leaders in the healthcare system, what would the one thing that you would want them to understand? What would that one thing be?
I think the one thing I would want the leaders to understand is they need to listen to the frontline healthcare workers and really take what their problems are and start working on them.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you, this is what changing lives look like, and a highly technical skill set. If you ever need help, this is this type of person that you want in your orbit at the right time. It's such a pleasure to be in conversation with you.
Thanks for talking.